Welcome to Central News. I'm Hilary Entwistle. In today's news, concerned residents of Tauranga suburb Maryvale are taking issues into their own hands and initiating a youth curfew. The proposed curfew idea was sparked after a particularly bad weekend involving several physical assaults and a sexual assault. While police will not be able to enforce the curfew, Maryvale Community Centre and a number of mothers are arranging watches for the streets of Maryvale. One of the mothers involved, Lana Topor, says for her the curfew is about going back to the way she was raised and having a stronger community spirit where everybody looks after each other.
I was brought up to look after our elderly and to look after our babies. I was insignificant, but little did I know I played the major role. But my parents taught me that way, and I'm so glad that they did, because I have a lot of love out here. I love this community. The people here are awesome, and a lot of them don't realise how awesome they are. How much love, it takes more than love. And there's the giving, there's the taking, but there's always the giving. You know what I'm saying?
Rocky Horror Picture Show creator Richard O'Brien will be awarded an Honorary Master of Arts degree tonight. The Aongatete resident will receive the honorary award from the Waikato Institute of Technology at an awards ceremony and celebratory dinner in Hamilton. The star and creator of the cult musical says he's most grateful and truly excited about his honorary degree. He lived in Tauranga and Hamilton before leaving for London in 1964. He was later granted New Zealand citizenship in December 2011. Now for our region's weather, Hamilton, your Thursday will have a thickening high cloud and light winds. Your expected high is 20 and an overnight low of 9. Tauranga, you also will have a thickening high cloud and a northeasterly breeze developing. Your high is 19 and an overnight low of 13. Just ahead to Aroha Mountains Lions Club. Welcome to Central News on TV Central. Te Aroha Mountain Lions Club, we will be holding a membership drive with a guest speaker promoting the prevention of harm to children in New Zealand. Amy spoke with the club president to find out more.
Hi Wanda. Now, first of all, tell us about the Te Aroha Mountain Lions Club.
Well, the club, the Te Aroha Mountain Lions Club, is an all-women's club, and we have the Te Aroha Lions, which is all men, so we're all women, and we work in our community to do whatever we can to help our community and the organisations within our community.
Okay, and what is your role within this?
I'm the president.
Very important role. And tell me a bit more about the type of work that you do in the community.
Well, for example, we've just raised just over $10,000 with other service clubs, because it was a rather large project for us, to buy a special king-size electric bed with mattress and bedding for our local hospital, for the hospice room. And it means that people can actually, the family can actually get on the bed with their loved one in the last days of their life. So that was a really important project for us. But we have an annual book fair every year, and we raise money for local fire brigade, for the hospital, for Plunket, for any organisation that needs help. So we're there doing that.
Well, it sounds like you're very busy. So tell me about the event that you've got coming up on May 23rd.
Well, May 23rd is basically our membership month, which is an opportunity to bring new members in, because we're only a small club. And this year we decided that we would have a really good speaker, and a subject I think dear to all New Zealand's heart is the prevention of abuse and violence to children. So we invited Anthea Simcock, who's the CEO of Child Matters in Hamilton, who do just that, to come and speak to us and tell us about the work that she does, and also the work that she's been working with on the white paper for vulnerable children with government.
And now, tell me where exactly this will be held.
It's going to be in the Senior Citizens Hall in Church Street in Te Aroha, and it'll be on the 23rd, and it'll be at 7:30.
And can you tell me a bit more about your guest speaker, Anthea?
Anthea, yes, she was the founder. She's always been in education. She was a teacher, and So she started Child Matters in 1994. She was the founder and she's the CEO. And they have built this organisation, which is a charitable trust, to really to educate the public, to people working, teachers, kindergarten teachers, people in the community, how to see what's happening in the community and recognise the signs of abused children.
Well, it sounds like a hugely interesting topic. And can you tell me perhaps some of the key points that Anthea is hoping to address?
Well, I think she wants to first tell us about Child Matters, to tell us about the work that they do, particularly because they run special courses and they have special trainers who can train, and you can get a diploma and a certificate in recognising and working with children who have been abused, and recognising the signs for the ones who haven't, so that I think their message is that this belongs to the community. We are all responsible for the children, and I think with the statistics we have in New Zealand, which are pretty drastic worldwide, that we need to do something about it, and communities need to take responsibility. And then she will also talk about the work that's being done on the white paper, because I know a lot of people, we put in submissions to the white paper on vulnerable children, hoping to really deal with this issue in New Zealand.
So tell me, who can come along to this event, and when do they need to RSVP by?
Well, they really need to let us know about the 18th, 19th, because obviously we've got to cater and we need to be able to get the people in and have enough room. But anybody can come, but obviously we're particularly targeting women.
Yeah, and now tell me exactly how much does this event cost?
No, basically a gold coin koha would be lovely. We will have a raffle, and that will help defray the costs.
Yeah, and where will this event be held and what time?
It will be held on the 23rd of May in the Senior Citizens Hall, which is in Church Street in Te Araha.
Now, a huge part of this event is also to drum up more awareness for your club and to get some more members. So how can members of the public join your club?
Well, if they're interested, they come along, and they can come for a few meetings, and then they can decide. We have got some speakers about Lions who will tell people there about Lions and what we do, because it is an international organisation, and Lions worldwide do a huge amount. So they can just come along, give us a ring, either ring myself or our secretary.
Okay, and what is involved for the members if they do join?
Well, we're a very warm and friendly group. We're very energetic, and we have women of all ages, and we get involved in fundraising projects. We help on Daffodil Day. We have our annual book fair, which is our main fundraiser. But we also have lots of fun, and we've just had a quiz night, a fun quiz night with local Lions clubs and our Rotary Club, local Rotary Club, because we do want to encourage working together on bigger projects, because all service clubs are suffering at the moment for members. So if we can all work together like we did on the electric bed for the hospital, but we also need to have fun.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a very enjoyable club to be a part of. So thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Visit lionsclub.org.nz to find out about your nearest Lion Club. Just ahead, Mayor Hugh Vercoe. Welcome back. Tonight we bring you the last part of the local government reform interview with Mayor Hugh Vercoe. Do you think that a council chief executive should be voted in?
If you mean by the community, no. What you've got is you've got the council, the elected members that set policy and set direction. Now you've then got a chief executive that is employed by the council on their skill and ability. to think, and again, without being disrespectful, the councillors are employed because the people who vote think, he's a farmer, I'm a farmer, so therefore he will have similar views to me, I will vote for a farmer. Somebody in business will say, I'll vote for a business person. That's how people get elected, without any skill base or anything else, because they represent the community. Fonterra have looked at their situation, which is a cooperative, and said they need professional directors, the Ralph Norrises of this world, that very, very highly skilled director. And so they've brought him on there, not because he's a farmer, he's never been a farmer, but you need the skills coming in there. Now, there is talk about local government where you form a board like in Auckland, where you don't have your elected members, your people that in the community, you have professional people put onto there. And the philosophy is that you get better decisions from better qualified people making those decisions. Bearing in mind you still need somebody to represent your community. So it's a mixture of both. But the chief executive definitely should not be elected by the community.
Because it needs to be run more like a business?
It is a business, and you have to have somebody that's got the skills to employ staff and to manage the business. So therefore it's what qualifications have you got to be able to do this job, not are you a nice person and play golf every day.
What about council board members?
Again, we go back to the boards, and the boards that are established, which is what they call a council-controlled organisation. That again is taking people and appointing them to those boards. That you've got the skills, and it could be an ex-politician, could be anybody. That you seek the skills that you need, and you say you run the system. If you had a council-controlled organisation, for instance, in the Waikato here, we own as 5 councils the Hamilton Airport, but we appoint people on their skills. And we say, you're a top financial expert and have been and done very, very well in the Waikato. How about you going on the board? So, on the skills.
Because once again, that's a business, I guess.
It is a business.
Yeah. Do you think council's liability should lie with central government or their ratepayers, or a balance of both?
How do you mean for the liability for performing?
Yeah, their performance.
It lies with the community. You know, we've got the well-known issue in Kaipara where one of their projects went millions of dollars overspent. Why should the central government have to pick that up? You know, it went way over for various mistakes. Their ratepayers have to sort out the problem. And the V8s in Hamilton, there are a number of issues where councils have decided to spend money. The central government can't pick that up all the time. The local council did it. If you don't like it, put somebody else in.
So the liability should rely with those ratepayers?
Yeah, it does at the end of the day, yeah.
And what change of the local government reform bill will actually affect the Matamata Piako District Council the most?
One of the areas that we are looking at in depth at the moment is the ability for outsiders of councils to propose new structures to govern the Waikato. So therefore, a single body, Federated Farmers, the Property Council, the Waikato University, anybody that thinks that they've got an answer as to how the Waikato should be governed can put that proposal through now. Now, in the past, it was very, very difficult to get the amalgamation of councils. The new legislation has made it a lot easier. My understanding is that there's a proposal from the far north to amalgamate up there into a unitary. There's a proposal with Hastings Napier, there's a proposal in Wellington. So those are already down there saying we want to propose a merger. Now, that could happen within the Waikato. I'm saying let us look at how we do our services and give us a bit of time to tell you adequately how we're working and where the changes are needed.
What would the benefits be of an amalgamation?
That's where you've got to look at and say what are the benefits and identify what the benefits are before you start amalgamating. If it is to reduce your costs, well, your costs largely don't go away. If you form your own board to look at planning, to look at roading and to do those core services, they can be done cheaper. But merely to say that Matamata Piako should join with whoever, tell me why.
Good point. So what is the Waikato Mayoral Forum?
The Waikato Mayoral Forum came together basically as a response to the new legislation where we said we get together every 6 months, the mayors of the Waikato, 10 mayors and regional council chair, but we don't meaningfully discuss anything of great consequence. So we said there is an opportunity for us to be a think tank, to look at where we can operate better, how we can change the systems that we do, identify savings that could be made, then to take that back to our individual councils to say, here's a work plan that we think will be great savings. A, do you support it? B, are you happy to help fund it? And so it's not a decision-making body, but it's a body to come up with ideas and research them, ready to go back to councils.
Do you think that's a good alternative to amalgamation?
I think it's a very good alternative, and on the 25th of March, which is in 4 weeks' time, we are having a meeting at Karapiro where all our elected councillors from all 11 councils are being invited in the one room to give a presentation on here is some of the work that we've been looking at, here are the possible savings and advantages of doing this. Do you support it? Ask questions across councils, then take it back and agree whether you want to be in or whether you want to be out.
Tomorrow night we continue with the Mayor of the South Waikato District. Coming up, a poetry competition with a difference. If you have just joined us, welcome to Central News. Is the number 8 wire and do-it-yourself spirit still alive and kicking? And what kind of funny are we? These are the questions that the Western Bay Plenty Play Centre Association wants to explore through its first national children's poetry competition. I caught up with some of them to find out more. What is the national poetry competition that you're holding all about?
Actually, it's all about celebrating New Zealand families growing together and asking ourselves who we are as a nation.
Why did you choose the theme of what makes New Zealand so special?
Because actually I just recently heard the other day that New Zealand is now the most culturally diverse country in the world, which is really, something special that we should be really proud of. And so how do we give us a sense of, to our children of who they are and what makes them unique, not only to the fifth generation, which I am, and those people even before that time, but also to our newest citizens. Because what I sometimes hear when I'm around town is the words, no worries, coming from accents that actually I can't really pin down. So I kind of think, well, maybe the rest of the world does know something about us, but what do we really know about ourselves?
It has already started. Has there been some more interesting poems?
Oh, well, we're obsessed with the weather in this country, and we've got a wonderful poem that's come through about a weather forecast, and the style of it is just going to really rival Jim Hickey for a start, so that's fantastic. There's another poem that's come through about Lomok, the white lamb, whose fleece is so white that he's got some problems. Yeah. And there's also another poem I was having a look at just the other day, was about the sock monster that lives behind the washing machine. And, we often know about it, but we don't speak about them very often, so...
And you're going to do something quite special with those 15 poems.
Yes, we're going to publish them in a book of children's poetry, and we're going to collect through our 13 play centres artwork, children's artwork to sit alongside those poems. So we're really excited about that. We're going to launch that book in October 2013, and we do have the capability of converting it to e-book as well.
What will make those winning 15 poems?
It's about rhyme, it's about rhythm, it's about metrical beat. It's about poems that have New Zealand context. We're looking for poems that are fun to read out loud and fun to listen to.
Who is judging the competition?
Well, we have a local artist, Marcel Curran, with his own peculiar brand of special, funny, and he is special too. And we're having support from Tommy Kapai Wilson, because we're also accepting poems in both Te Reo and in English, or a blend of both. So Tommy will be in a supportive role to our main judge, Marcel Curran.
What is wordplay and metrical beat?
Well, in poetry, a rhythm is a recognised pulse. It's a kind of a repeated pattern of sound, and when you match that with words as well, then you pair them up, so you get that sort of echo of the sound in the similar sounding words. So you get 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, knock on the door, 5, 6, pick up sticks, 7, 8, lay them straight. So that's what makes poems so memorable. So we're looking for that as part of the learning to offer to children.
What are some of the things that you think make New Zealand special?
I think it's going to be different things for different people, but for me, it's the, I'll give anything a go and the do-it-myself part of our culture. My dad could fix up anything, with a vacuum cleaner pretty much, or a toothpick, and in the evenings, he could be found in the shed working on perpetual motion. So, that's what it is to me, but it will be something will resonate with someone else. And when we see it as a nation, I think we recognise it straight away what that quality is.
And how different do children view that?
Children sit in the immediacy of the here and now and what's important to them straight away. So if you were to ask a young child the question, what makes it special to live in New Zealand, you might get a reply like, we have been watching spiders today. And that's exactly what we do in New Zealand. We have the opportunity, really the country is just one huge nature park. So you get that immediacy of what's important to them right now, but the cultural backdrop is the nature and being able to be in nature very safely. As they grow older, then that will be reflected in their character.
What is the aim of the Western Bay Plenty Play Centre Association?
Play Centre is about bringing parents and children together so that they can have the opportunity to learn alongside each other, and it's also about valuing the role of parenting.
What does reading together do for a child's learning?
Well, it's all about anticipation, and I could just show you actually. There is an art to reading a book with children, and one of the things is when you open and you're reading the book, when you get to the end of the page, you might like to say, actually, what do you think is going to happen next before you turn the page? Now, if the child has read that 100 times, they will tell you what it is. If they haven't, you could say, what do you think is going to happen? And then you turn the page and you find out what happens. So it is about anticipation, it's about recall, it's about memory, and it's about sequencing.
To enter, visit bayplay.org.nz. And remember, entries close on the 31st of May. That is the news for today. We really want you to be involved, so like us on Facebook and let us know your views. If you have news including your own video and photos, go to our website and hit upload. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow night with more guests from in and around the regions. I'm Hilary Entwistle. Have a lovely evening.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.